Hello everyone, my name is DustInLint and welcome back to some more Oxygen Not Included, where we last left off trying to get this freaking hatch stuck down there before he digs back down, but we did it! We have a Fred 2.0. Let's do this. Okay, so that's like just that extra little bit more coal production per day. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so we have some igneous rock. So let's maybe build some ladders out of granite this time. Maybe that will suffice for Fred. Although we can't call the other one Fred 2.0. That's just rude to him then. So the question is, what do we call the other hatch that we have now captured? Maybe we'll call them... what do we call? We'll call you, Cindy. I don't know why that name popped into my head, but sure, you can be Cindy. I'll make sure to monitor your status every once in a while, but for now, not super concerned about that. Okay, the batteries are still at full power, so we actually don't have to worry about the coal generators getting coal right away. Oh, they're taking water from there. Okay, sure. Whatever. Didn't want that water anyways. I like how they're just, like, monkeying around there as well right now. That's cool, I suppose. Okay, so batteries are now starting to dip below ideal levels, but we are generating power slowly but surely. And now, how's progress coming along up here? Still haven't seen the very top of this area quite yet. These are all 6 priorities over here, right? Priority. Yeah, those are all 6s. So for the time being, we're actually still doing pretty good on coal then, I suppose. The question is, how do we want to proceed here? I think maybe it will mean digging through a bit more abyssalite, which is going to be annoying, but I think the way we want to go here is sort of like, and then up, just to see what the top of the level looks like. That's one of my goals, is to see the very far right side, the very far left side, the very top, and the very bottom. We've done the far right, we've done the far left. We just need to work a little bit more on the top, and then make our way down to the bottom. So hopefully, those are things we can get accomplished before too long here. Actually, no, may as well do it all the way out to there. And then we'll do like a straight dig up there. And we'll make this out of igneous rock, I suppose. Unless there's like... Although we have all this abyssalite over here, right? Yeah, we have all this abyssalite. We may as well make it out of abyssalite while we have the materials over here. And we'll just do a little something like that. That looks good. Okay, so we have mined out everything that we need over there. They're working on sandstone ladders over there. That's fine. How are we doing for power at the base? We're doing more than fine on power. Water's still looking fine for the time being. We're still pretty toasty in here, aren't we? Like, it's actually cooling down. Now that we don't have the hot water piping through here. So, maybe that was like one of the main issues, was we just didn't have it insulated. In fact, you know what? Having that knowledge now, maybe what we will do is we will just finish filling up the rest of these walls with insulation. Maybe that will solve our heating problems when we do pump hot water through there again eventually. Look at that. That's filling up with water pretty fast, actually. Let's make that a 7. And what was it? Granite? Sure, let's make this stuff out of granite. I shouldn't make that a 7, though. That, and then that. It's gonna look pretty janky, not gonna lie. Prioritize. Make those 7s as well. Because they can reach all that, right? Apparently that's unreachable. Okay. We'll just do that then. So that way it is reachable, maybe? Maybe it'll be reachable. Although honestly, I don't need to change that one, probably. Right? Although what we might do is just... And again, it's going to look pretty ugly. But we might just do a little something like that. Oh, we have another duplicate available. Let's reject it right away, because we can't really afford to take people. Okay, so stress is starting to get up there at a fairly balanced amount for everyone, which kind of sucks. And Adam. So that'll be taking 3 people off of construction duties here for a little bit. And that's real unfortunate. And that's just the world that we live in right now. Oh. We're also running out of food for Fred again. So that's something I should really consider. Cindy's also fine down there. Cindy has so much food she doesn't even know what to do with it all. Breathable. Yeah, we're out of algae for a lot of things here again. I guess I'll probably have to start slime farming again here in just a little bit as well. Which I'm not a huge fan of because I would prefer to get this stuff done first. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, I suppose. So let's build... Didn't I just finish building ladders for you here just at the start of this video? At least that's what I feel had happened. Maybe that's not what had actually happened, but I feel as though that's what had happened here. Come on, Fred. Gotta keep up pace. Feels though with 2 hatches though, we're actually generating more coal than we're using up, which is kind of cool. A place I didn't think I would be in, to be 100% honest. Although that is including a bit of bleach stone in the consumable ore, which makes sense. Dustin's rest is getting up there, so we should take care of that, as well as faults, as well as... we may as well take care of Lex Luthor's as well. Lex Luthor's. The temperature is actually not so bad anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, it's kind of hot. But it's not so bad anymore. The water's kind of warm over here. But that kind of makes sense. Scalding. Who was scalding there for a second? Oh, they probably went in there to grab some water. That's probably all that was going on there, right? Yeah, that's probably what the whole situation was. Just finish up building these last few ladders so I can deconstruct them all. Fred's getting hungry. And when Fred's hungry, we're all hungry. So it means we're out of food to give him. Oh, we're so close to finishing that up. What about up here? We made a little bit more progress towards the top. But that's because I'm keep getting distracted by making sure Fred's doing all right there. Batteries are sustaining. In fact, they're actually generating power. Now that I look at it. God, that installation looks terrible, but it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, deconstructing these ladders. So that way Fred has food again. Even if it's just for a little bit. Please tell me someone will... Thank you. Oh, you were waiting for just that particular piece, eh? That particular piece of food. What about up here? We mined out a little bit more. Again, it's going to take a long time for us to deal with all this. Just because of the nature of what we're dealing with, which is abyssalite. Beyonce is getting up there and stressed. It's too warm in there? How long have you had light wounds? We should probably get that taken care of. Vault? Get your light wounds taken care of. Sorry for not noticing that sooner. Ah, well. How do we... I really hope we can at least find the top of the level by the end of this video. We have a good, like... what is it? 19 minutes to try and do that? I think we can do that. I don't see why we shouldn't be able to. And Bissolite. We're getting close. We're not quite there, but we're getting close. How are people's digging skills right now? Man, other than myself, everyone else is like pretty not good at digging. Like, not bad, don't get me wrong, but pretty not amazing at it otherwise. John Cena's starting to get up there and stress again. Don't worry about it, man. Food is still doing good for Cindy down here. Don't have to worry about that for the time being. And yes, I know we still have some like chlorine and polluted oxygen floating around inside of our base. There's not a whole lot I can do about that, unfortunately. Oh, trench stench from up there. Yeah, that makes sense, but at the same time, do you have to complain about it so much? Oh. Building lacks resources. Ah, wait. Oh, we're getting close. I can actually not be able to scroll up anymore and still be able to see the top. Or the bottom here. Ooh, that is exciting. That is exciting news. And we're also on cycle 185. Man, did not think I would ever reach this point. Oxygen overlay. Oh, wow. Yeah, our oxygen is like actually terrible. Not too sure how I feel about that. Maybe we'll build a airlock up here. So that way we don't have any clean oxygen escaping up there. And then maybe we'll get gas permeable tiles. So that way clean oxygen can filter through here. I should reprioritize those to like 7s as well. But that's really weird that our... I guess we haven't really been, we haven't really been able to do a whole lot on that front, I suppose. Although, that is pumping oxygen like crazy. That shouldn't be an issue there. one would think. But I guess without more electrolyzers, it is a bit of a problem, so... Yeah, it's not quite producing enough. Okay, I guess we have to get started on our slime farms again, unfortunately. Much to my chagrin. I guess that is one problem with these ladders, is that eventually get to a point where resources would just start dropping down here, which isn't necessarily what I want, but you know, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, so let's build some stuff out of igneous rock over here, maybe. Go like that. Right, and this is the far left side. This is the far left side over here. Interesting. Yes, a new duplicate is available. 4 strength, but can't dig it. No thank you. Even if I wanted to take another duplicate, I have to say sayonara to you. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure. Sure. 32 stress on Adam. Ooh, okay. Adam. Take care of that. We also want Lex Luthor to take care of his stress, as well as Beyonce in the immediate here and now. Power is doing alright for the time being. And I'd say, like, right now we're flatlining. Or not flatlining, that indicates something much more troublesome. I was going to say, right now we're sort of breaking even on coal, which is a great place to be in, if I'm being 100% honest. Hate how much CO2 is building up in the base now, though. Mainly because we're not producing enough oxygen, because we don't have enough algae, because we don't have enough slime to produce more algae. It's just a vicious cycle. Excuse me? Please? There's only one more. Only one more you have to take care of there. And then we would have been fine. Oh, jeez. We'll just acknowledge that we're pretty close to being at the top of the map here. Is not so bad. All the benches are still being used. They're just... Okay, so this one can go to John Cena now that you're finished there. Then the next available one will have to go to myself. And then after that, maybe to Vault. That seems like a... Is that... Chlorine's in there as well? Where is all of this chlorine gas coming from? Because I swear there shouldn't be this much. There should be some, but not this much. I really should rebuild the ladder right there too, now that I think about it. Okay, so... rebuild that ladder. Yeah, Vault. Vault needs to take care of that. Vault. You are not at Vault here. There we go. Okay. Let's do this. How's our oxygen overlay here? It's pretty bad. It's pretty darn bad. Okay. You know what? We will deconstruct this ladder and replace that one with a manual airlock there. I think that doesn't sound like a terrible idea. Maybe also dig this out when we get an opportunity. -32 degrees up there. Yeah, oxygen is becoming like a very serious... What happened to that tile there? What happened to that tile there, though? That tile should still be there, though. Like, excuse me? What are you doing, Lex? Like, thank you for delivering, but at the same time, it's actually going to be daytime by the time you make it all the way back. Still doing fine down there. Starting to run low on food up here again. That's igneous rock, so we'll want to replace igneous rock with granite when we get the opportunity to. Okay, so we're starting Slime Town again. That's not so bad. As well as some algae? I guess there is algae mixed in here occasionally as well, like right there. Not a lot of algae though. Just like some pockets of algae. Which I desperately need. Like quite badly. Are they? Oh, they're actually still working on that up there too. A little bit. Not to a great deal, but it's the thought that counts. John Cena, before your stress gets too high up there, as well as Lex Luthor, because I know you got a bad sleep last night. Worked late at delivering some materials to a ladder, or no, to a tile. I appreciate it. Oh, and there is some algae mixed in there as well. Okay, that's actually pretty decent. So there is algae to be delivered to these things. It just hasn't gone here yet. Yeah, look at that. Oxygen is being produced. Ooh, not quite enough oxygen though, like in general, but that's fine. We're working on it. It's a work in progress, as some might say. Let's Luther. Adam's getting up there in stress now too. So Adam, treat yourself before you wreck yourself. That's basically all that now. So we should replace that with, oh, is it granite? Granite. Here you go. Build ladder. Cancel. Build a granite ladder at a 6 priority because it doesn't need to be more than a 6, I would say. Probably doesn't need to be more than a 6. Meanwhile, the slime mines are coming along. Hopefully, we will be actually distilling slime here momentarily. These are being fed coal, which actually is at 14,000. Man, having 2 of these guys is actually such a huge benefit. Might have to reprioritize those a little bit higher. Here, make these a 7 for just overnight. Alright. Now that we're working on this whole slime slash algae slash oxygen problem again, feels though that's being resolved. We actually have high concentrations of oxygen in here again. In most of the important areas, except for right over here, which is a bit of a problem. But we're working on it. It's a work in progress, so they say. Needs more algae. Yes, I realize this. Don't worry, just use the washroom. work in flippin' progress here. Get you some more food up there, Fred. Unrefrigerated. That's fine. That's fine. Biodistiller is still distilling slime. How much do we have in there right now? We have not a lot of slime in there. And an equally not large amount of algae yet. But it's working on it. Oxygen. Yeah, okay, so oxygen is at a much better place now. Especially over here. Dustin, take care of your stress, as well as John Cena. My two main boys. You must relieve yourself when possible at all times. Ooh, another duplicate that I can reject. Yeah, especially these things how none of them have strength. I can't wait till they introduce a patch that allows for what am I thinking of here? That allows for the production of the training of the strength stat. Because once you're able to train that, I think you're golden pony boy. For the most part. Like, yes, you still have to work on some things, but strength, I think, is like one of the key things that hold you up on a good run. I don't think you can jump that gap there. I don't think he can jump that gap there. I don't think he can jump that gap there. I don't think he can jump that gap there. I don't think he can jump that gap there. I don't think he can jump that gap there. Okay, so we're sleeping out there tonight. I don't know why they get themselves into those kinds of positions. That's honestly, like, so incredibly stupid. Lex. And Vault. Probably followed by us shortly afterwards. Yeah, sore back, tired, all that sort of jazz. Please, like, finish up these last few ladders. That would be absolutely fantastic. Cola's still doing fine, as well as all these resources down here are still fine. Yeah. Thank God. Thank God we took care of that problem. Dustin, where are you? I don't know where Dustin is. But, he's taking care of his own problems. Ah, there we go. Sore back, stepped in polluted water, grimy, interrupted sleep. All those sort of big button issues. How are we doing here? How? And now we have, like, a somewhat more consistent source of polluted water going into our purifier again, now that we're actually producing slime again. Or producing algae via our biodistiller. So that's a good place to be in. Again, how is our cultivatable soil? Dirt is at 85,000 kilograms. We're actually starting to run low on dirt, which is kind of terrifying, if I'm being 100% honest. Only 28 degrees up there. Why don't... Okay. Can plants not grow if it's too cold? Because if they can grow when it's too cold, maybe I'll just build my Lysoloaf stuff up here, if I'm being 100% honest. And how are we doing over here? Yeah, they have to build these ladders, otherwise they can't reach that stuff over there. Okay, okay. 21 stress on Dustin. That does not surprise me in the slightest. Although John Cena's also up there as well, again. As well as Adam. Okay, this is basically a game of musical massage tables where I have to tell everyone once at a time to treat yourself before you wreck the base and make me a very sad man for not being able to reach 200 cycles. Other than that, though, I think we will probably call it an episode here once the day turns over into cycle 191. Cycle 919? 191. Man, I don't know why I had so much trouble saying that for whatever reason. And 3, 2, 1, and 0. It is daytime again. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. If you made it to this point in the video, feel free to support in the form of a like. It helps me out a lot and shows that you want to continue to watch this series. And if you want to see more videos like this one, you can always subscribe to my channel to be notified whenever I upload any new content, whether it's of this or of any other kind. And until next time, as always, everyone, have a good one, and I'll see you next time in Oxygen Not Included. Bye for now, though.